Do you ever wonder how far you'd go just to belong, just to matter? They say New York is the city of dreams. But for me, it was a city of illusions. A place where you could slip between identities, craft your own myth, and make everyone else believe it too, if you were bold enough. They called me Anna Delvey, the German heiress, the girl who knew all the right people, wore all the right clothes, drank all the right champagne. But my real name is Anna Sorokin, and the truth is something the world was never supposed to see. I remember stepping off that plane at JFK with a cheap suitcase and a head full of stories. I'd grown up in a town in Germany, so small you could walk from one end to the other in half an hour. My parents worked regular jobs. Nothing glamorous. Nothing royal. There was no trust fund waiting for me. Only the gnawing hunger that told me I needed more. I was just a nobody with an accent that made people ask twice where I was from. But I learned quick. I watched the way the rich girls moved. The way they laughed too loud at private clubs. The way they dropped names like breadcrumbs. The way they looked past you if you didn't belong. I wanted to be the girl they looked at. The one they talked about when I left the room. They say fake it till you make it. But what if you fake it so well, you start to believe it yourself? I became Anna Delvey because I needed to. Because being Anna Sorokin wasn't enough. It started small. I told people I was from Germany, but not just any Germany. Old money Germany. I hinted at art collections, family estates, mysterious funds frozen in Swiss banks. The more vague I was, the more they filled in the blanks for me. The richer they made me in their minds. I checked into boutique hotels I couldn't afford. I wore clothes I'd never paid for. I sat in hotel lobbies for hours, pretending they were my offices. I ordered room service and signed the check to a non-existent account. And no one questioned it. Because who questions an heiress? One night, I sat at the bar at 11 Howard, my so-called headquarters. A place where the lobby was my office, the restaurant my conference room, the rooftop my private garden. I ordered another bottle of wine. Knowing my card would bounce, I didn't care. I was already halfway into my next plan. There was a moment I felt unstoppable. I'd convinced investors to back my dream. The Anna Delvey Foundation, a private members club, art gallery, pop-up space, rooftop restaurant. It was a fantasy stitched together from gossip and stolen ideas. But people bought into it because they wanted to. They wanted to believe I was a visionary. The next big thing. I'd sit at dinners surrounded by tech founders and trust fund kids, spinning stories about European artists, international connections, family lawyers holding back my money because of some complicated tax issue. I watched them nod along, pretending to understand. I knew they didn't. That was the point. The more confusing my story, the less they asked. I remember one night in particular, the rooftop at the Standard Hotel. The lights of the city spread out like a promise. Someone poured me another glass of champagne. Someone else asked about my next big project. I smiled. Lied so beautifully I almost believed myself. But when you live in a lie, every day is survival. Every morning I'd wake up and wonder, will today be the day it all unravels? Will today be the day someone calls my bank, asks the wrong question, sees the zeros that don't exist? The crack started in Marrakech. I took my so-called friends on a luxury vacation to Morocco. Rachel, a Vanity Fair photo editor, and Casey, my personal trainer. We checked into La Mamounia, one of the most expensive hotels in the world. Private pools, rose petals, 24-hour butler service. I told them not to worry, everything was on me. The heiress would pay. But my cards kept declining. I blamed the bank. The wire transfers that never arrived. My father's lawyer, who always seemed to be out of reach. I convinced Rachel to put the charges on her corporate card. She thought I'd pay her back. She thought we were friends. When we got back to New York, the walls closed in. The hotels I owed thousands to wanted their money. The banks refused to play along with my forged statements. The friends who used to whisper about how fabulous I was now whispered about how dangerous I was. I bounced from hotel to hotel, couch to couch. Once, I slept on a tech entrepreneur's sofa, claiming I was being followed. I begged him to protect me. I cried. I manipulated. He let me stay because he wanted to be part of the story. The myth that was Anna Delvey. But a myth can't survive reality. The police found me at a rehab facility in Malibu. I was sitting in a plush chair, wrapped in a white robe, pretending everything was fine. They slapped on the cuffs, and in that moment, the mask fell off. The trial was worse than the headlines. They called me the Soho grifter, the fake heiress, the girl who conned New York's elite. People wrote think pieces about me. Was I a feminist icon or just another thief? Some wanted to make me a hero for taking down the rich. Others wanted my head on a spike. Sitting in that courtroom, I still tried to control the narrative. I cared more about what I wore than what I'd done. The black dresses, the thick glasses, the hair perfectly styled. I wanted to be remembered a certain way, not as a con artist but as an enigma. People ask if prison changed me. I wish I could say it did. But the truth is, prison just stripped away the parties and the penthouses. It didn't kill the part of me that still wants more. Some nights, lying awake in my cell, I'd replay the best moments. The rooftop parties, the sound of the city beneath me, the power of being wanted, needed, envied. And when the lights went out, I'd wonder if it was worth it. The answer always changed. They deported me back to Germany. No more luxury suites. No more velvet ropes. Just me in a small apartment, checking my phone to see if the world still cares. Some people do. They still DM me, asking for advice on how to pull off their own hustle. They want the magic trick. They want to be Anna Delvey too, but they never ask about the price. They never ask about the nights I lay awake, terrified someone would knock on my door and tear it all away. They don't want to hear about the loneliness that comes when every friend becomes an enemy, when every smile hides a knife. I learned too late that the city that worships you one night will spit you out the next. The same people who begged to be on my guest list now pretend they never knew me. The journalists who called me brilliant now call me pathetic. The lawyers who once laughed at my jokes now shake their heads like I'm some cautionary tale. Maybe I am. Sometimes I catch myself dreaming about New York. I see the skyline, the lights, the promise of being someone bigger than I really am. I see myself at 11 Howard again, sitting in the lobby, pretending it was my castle. The girl who could have anything she wanted, as long as she kept lying. But the truth always comes for you. No matter how fast you run, how high you climb, how well you fake it. It waits in the dark, patient, hungry, ready to take back everything you stole. I don't know if I'd do it all the same again. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. But I know this, it's never worth it. The clothes, the parties, the borrowed penthouses, none of it fills the emptiness that makes you lie in the first place. If you're listening to this thinking you could do it better, maybe you can. Maybe you could outsmart everyone. But one day, when the lights go out, you'll be alone with the truth. And the truth doesn't care how expensive your sunglasses are, or how many headlines they wrote about you. I built a world out of smoke and mirrors. And when it all fell apart, I was still the same scared girl from Germany who wanted too much, who needed too much, who was never enough. So go ahead, remember my name if you want, tell my story at parties, quote me on social media, just remember the price behind the performance. The biggest con I ever pulled was on myself, because no amount of stolen dinners or unpaid hotel suites can buy you the thing you want most. To feel like you belong. And that's the truth you'll never see in the headlines. The truth that waits when the party ends, when the lie is over, when the last door slams shut. There's always a bill to pay. There's always a cost. And the person you betray the most is always yourself. The truth will always find you. And when it does, no amount of money, real or fake, will save you from it. So remember, this deception can open doors, but it will lock you inside your own prison. The hunger to belong can make you betray everyone you love, including yourself. And no illusion is worth the truth you bury to keep it alive. I'm Anna Delvey. Or maybe I'm just Anna Sorokin. Maybe I'm both. Maybe neither. But you still have a choice. Don't become a ghost behind a pretty mask. Don't lose yourself chasing a dream that was never real. Don't lie your way into a cage. Because the truth is always waiting. And when it comes, it takes everything.